In this video, I will explain every player power and how it works in Treasure Tempest. First up is the Cursed Captain. The Cursed Captain starts with 6 ships, so you will turn your dice to a 6 to indicate you're starting with 6 ships. The Cursed Captain will receive gold throughout the game depending on how many times curses are drawn. There are 2 curse cards in the deck, the Cursed Idol and the Cursed Coin. When Cursed Coin is drawn, the Cursed Captain gains 10 gold from the bank immediately. When Cursed Idol is drawn, the Cursed Captain gains 40 gold immediately. However, if these cards are drawn in the safe phase, the first 3 cards of each round, or after a wild wave, the Cursed Captain does not receive any gold. And it does not matter who draws the curses. The Cursed Captain will still receive the money, even if they've already harbored their ship. Next up, the Mechanic. The Mechanic starts the game with 6 ships and 3 repair tokens. At any point when the Mechanic loses a life due to a whirlpool or a marooned, they may use a repair token to get that life immediately back. And whenever another player sinks, they may offer 150 gold for the Mechanic to use a repair token to fix that ship of theirs. This price may not be negotiated. So for example, if blue is in the storm and they draw a whirlpool, they would now go from 3 lives down to 2. So they may instead offer the Mechanic 150 gold to use their token to save that ship of theirs. If agreed upon, the token must be used immediately. Blue ship is not lost. Next up, the Merchant. The Merchant starts the game with 6 ships, and every time the Merchant harbors, they gain a bonus 30 gold. Next up, the Navigator. The Navigator starts the game with 6 ships, and once per round, the Navigator may skip a card that they draw. So if they draw a card and they do not like the effects of the card, they may decide to use their skip for that round. However, if another player who is in the round draws a bad card, like a whirlpool, the Navigator has no power to change the effect of that card. The Navigator also has an additional power. When they draw the Spyglass, instead of seeing the bottom 5 cards of the deck, they see the bottom 10. Next up, Parrot's Whisperer. Parrot's Whisperer starts the game with 7 ships and 2 parrot tokens. Whenever the Parrot Whisperer draws a Parrot's Prophecy card, instead of drawing 2 cards and putting 1 on the bottom optionally, they may draw 4 cards and optionally put 2 on the bottom. Or they may choose to get another Parrot token and just draw the 2 cards like normal. Whenever Parrot's Prophecy is drawn by another player, Parrot's Whisperer immediately gets a Parrot token. At any point, the Parrot Whisperer may spend one of their Parrot tokens to view the top card of the deck, even if it is not their card to draw, and make their choice according to what the card is. Next up, Siren Queen. The Siren Queen starts the game with 6 ships. The Siren Queen is immune to the Marooned card and the Siren Song card. And when the Siren Queen draws the Siren Song card, instead of every player being forced to stay in the storm for 4 cards, they are all forced to stay in for 8 cards, increasing the chance that they lose their ship. The Siren Queen also, when they draw Diamond Necklace, instead of adding 30 gold to the communal treasure chest, they take the Diamond Necklace and place it next to their power card. When the Siren Queen sinks due to a marooned or a whirlpool, they may discard this Diamond Necklace to save their ship and not lose it. And additionally, if they harbor without sinking, they may discard the diamond necklace in exchange for 30 gold straight to them. Next up, the Storm Swindler. The Storm Swindler starts the game with 7 ships. When the Storm Swindler draws a Tempest trick, they may choose to either steal 60 gold from the communal treasure chest instead of 20, or they may steal half of the gold. So, if it is at 140, for example, it would be wiser to steal half the gold, as they would steal 70 gold. This means 70 gold would be removed from the communal treasure chest and be immediately given to the Storm Swindler. When another player draws Tempest Trick, the Storm Swindler will roll the red dice. And when they roll, if they get a 5 or a 6, the player who drew the Tempest Trick does not steal 20 gold from the communal treasure chest, and instead, the Storm Swindler steals 60. Next up, the Storm Warden. The Storm Warden starts the game with 5 ships. Whenever the Storm Warden sinks due to a marooned or a whirlpool, they always keep half of the gold in the treasure chest. So in this case, instead of losing all 180 gold, they would keep 90 of it. However, they still lose their ship. If the Storm Warden draws an escape ship during the game and places it next to their player power, when they sink, instead of the escape ship only claiming half the gold, as it does normally, they would keep all of the gold in the treasure chest, but they would still lose their ship. Next up, the Tempest King. The Tempest King starts the game with 6 ships. Anytime the Tempest King sinks due to a marooned or a whirlpool, they will roll the red dice, like so. If they get a 1 to 3, they will gain 50 gold immediately. They will still lose the gold in the treasure chest and their ship. But if they get a 4 through 6, they will maintain their ship even though they sank, and they will gain no gold. Next up, Tide Watcher. Tide Watcher starts the game with 5 ships. At the beginning of each round, the Tide Watcher will take the top card of the deck and look at it. They will keep this card next to their player power, and at any point, they may put it on top of the deck during the round. However, if their card drawn is a treasure card, treasure cards include Glimmering Coin, Golden Crown, Diamond Necklace, and Buried Crate, Lost Cargo. If at any point they draw one of those treasure cards, instead of keeping it secret, they immediately discard it, or they immediately flip it up and gain the gold equal to the amount the treasure is worth. So in this case, the Tide Watcher would gain 10 gold. Next up, the Undead Admiral. The Undead Admiral starts the game with 7 ships and 5 Admiral tokens. Whenever the Undead Admiral harbors, by taking their ship off and collecting the gold, every curse card that is drawn from that point on is doubled. So, instead of the curse coin doing minus 10 gold to the treasure count, it would do minus 20. And the cursed idol, instead of doing minus 40, would do minus 80. At the beginning of the next round, it is back to normal until the Undead Admiral harbors. The Admiral tokens, at any point, the Undead Admiral may place an Admiral token on the board. When they do this, no other player may harbor for 2 more cards, while they may still harbor at any point. Once used, the Admiral token is never returned to the Admiral. At the end of the game, any remaining Admiral tokens are worth 10 gold. And the last power is the Blood Sailor. The Blood Sailor starts the game with 5 ships. Anytime the player to the immediate left or the immediate right of the Blood Sailor sinks, the Blood Sailor will gain 20 gold. So if all of us are in the round and a whirlpool hits, because the player to my immediate right and my immediate left both sank, I would gain 40 gold. Additionally, anytime the Blood Sailor draws a whirlpool card, even if they don't sink, due to it being in the safe phase or an enchanted key blocking it, the Blood Sailor rolls the red dice, like so. When they get a 1 or a 2, they gain a ship. However, they have a maximum of 8 ships, so if they roll a 1 or 2 and they are at 8 ships, nothing happens. If they roll a 3 through 6, they instead get gold equal to 10 times the number they rolled. So if they roll a 6, they would gain 60 gold. If they roll a 5, they would gain 50, and so on.